Welcome to Iron Stable Garage. Hey everybody, we're going to bring you over here to the front of the shop right now and show you some Superbird activity. So over here, as you can see, we've got some parts posted, and we keep a lot of deep notes on what we're doing with all the various hardware pieces that go to these cars. And as you know, there's thousands of screws and bolts and fasteners and things like that. So every car in here getting a full restoration, you know, we have to wrap our brains around all this tedious stuff. So I'm not going to talk about it because that's not exciting to watch, but it takes a lot of time. So there we are with that. Anyway, if you check out the Superbird here, we've got the wing installed and it looks fantastic. We've had some polishing work done to some of these parts, so we've got a real good shine going on now. So that's pretty exciting. And in the coming weeks or so, we're going to start putting some more components on the body. We're going to do some restorations to the taillight pieces and marker lights, and those will be going on soon. And over here on the other side, Larry's putting all the hardware onto the race car. He did it. These guys are breaking off for lunch and they're making me laugh. I'm glad we have good camaraderie here. So we're going to leave this in because that's just part of life here. They always have fun. Yeah, we're going to talk about Buc-ee's restaurant. It's a wonderful place to go to. You guys have a good lunch. I'll join you later. So follow me and we'll go check out the cool 440 engine that's now on the run stand. Larry, how's it going, man?
It'd be better if I could hear it run right.
Yeah, it'll be great when we can hear this thing run. So right now what's going on, Larry's getting all the accessories hooked up that'll help this operate, all the ignition topics that are needed, and then fuel system and cooling hoses and things like that. So it won't be too long. In a handful of days we should have this thing dressed up. Possibly by the back end of the week we should be making some thunder. So we'll keep you all posted. You can watch on Instagram and Facebook too, because I do pop in some pictures and some activity there, and you can see what we're up to on the Petty Blue Superbird. This is going to be really exciting, so looking forward to that. So that's it for this department. Now we need to go over to the Barracuda and take a look at that. So follow me to the Barracuda. So now we got this rascal back together, and it's on its feet, suspension's all built, Wilwood brakes installed. So what I will do is we'll take a trip around to the front end. I'll show you everything we got hooked up out front. Now the last time you saw this car, a lot of this was not installed. So now we've got, you know, all the belts and accessories, AC stuff's all crimped up and put together. Motor's all operational, the car's completely operational. So what's happening now is the final fitment to some of the electrical components to the Vintage Air product, and then we program that because that's all electronic. It has trap doors that move everything from defrost to face to the floor. So won't be long, we'll be programming that and having that operational here in the next day or so. And then do an alignment to the front end, and we'll do some test driving and try and put about another 100 miles on this car here and shake it down and inspect everything, make sure all the brakes are working great. Our customer was totally thrilled to drive this a couple of weeks ago. We had it in a position where it was operational, and we took it out to a local Mopar show and showed it off, and it was very well received. So in the coming events that we got coming up here, we'll be glad to show you some activity going down the highway with the car. All right, everybody. Well, I thought I'd bring you over to this little table area here and show you what's inspired me through the years. So for decades, I've always been involved in cool cars, either as a guest at motorsport races of all types, from NASCAR races to Rolex 24-hour sports car races and a handful of drag races. So being a car enthusiast, it's been a lot of fun to enjoy all different aspects of motorsports. I've had the privilege of driving some really cool cars. So I thought I'd give you a little teaser of some of my background that's helped inspire why Iron Stable Garage exists. And so come on over here. What I've got is I pulled a few pictures out from my past. This here is the 1970 AAR Cuda that raced in the Trans Am Series back in 1970. This is a picture of my very first race in this car back in the early 90s at Waterford Hills Racetrack in Michigan. It was a wonderful time to get exposed from basically, I competed in go-karts, BMX racing, a little bit of motocross. I went from that aspect of motorsport into a full-size race car. And that was an exciting weekend to, for the first time, get into a 1970 Trans Am Series race car that's already a famous car in its own right, and have the privilege of racing this car. So for many years with my friends in Kentucky where we used to live. We restored this car with Mr. Skanes and his family, and I was privileged to race it and show it with them. And that's what we've continued to do. I've got some pictures here where we were hanging out together at one of our events with all the team members. That was a lot of fun. This is an event where I raced over at Watkins Glen, New York, and that was a real good time there. So I've had a lot of privileges. We went all over the country, from Lime Rock, Connecticut, to Watkins Glen, Daytona International Speedway. We've even been out west to Laguna Seca and Sonoma, and a few other places in between, and we've met a lot of wonderful people in the motorsport world. So through all that, that's been my inspiration and building blocks to Iron Stable Garage. I knew I was going to have a format of a business at some point in my life, and through motorsports and being involved behind the scenes with a lot of professional racing teams, it teaches you the format of how winning teams work with winning people and crew members. And that's what we're doing here with Iron Stable Garage. We're still building our product, so we're still a young company, but I think we've done real well in providing some wonderful restorations for our customers, and it's something all of us here could be proud of. And I'd like to thank all of you for watching and being enthusiastic and supporting our business. And that's even all the way through our customers too, because without the customers, this place would not exist. So a big shout out to our team members for all that. So this has been a lot of fun, you know, kind of getting out the archives from the past and share the pictures of us racing the old Plymouth Cuda. So that's just the short story. Someday I can talk long on that. So here's what I did. There is this 1970 Cuda I've wanted for decades. It's been sitting in a basement for a long time. It's a tribute to the original AAR Trans Am car that I used to drive. So it does have a cage and it has some activity, and it's passed in some SCCA events. So let me kind of show you that real quick and give you a little teaser on what we got. So what you see here is a 1970 Cuda. It's been stored and put away for a long time. If you've been watching on Instagram and Facebook, you read about my little post with our long 20+ hour road trip to drive up north to South Carolina and pick the car up. So we got lots and lots of racing parts. I still have some leftover items from the Skanes family to the original Cuda. So my intention is to pay tribute to the race team that built the original car, and we're going to build a tribute to Swede Savage and the AAR team and the Trans Am Plymouth Cuda that raced in 1970. So there we go. We'll do some more on that in the next near future. And also, what I want you to watch for too is we're going to do a lot of posts about our event coming up. I'm going to have an open house. So we're going to have guests come by. You can bring your car. We're going to have refreshments and drinks and some entertainment. You guys come on out and see what we're doing with the customer cars. So bring your car and have a wonderful afternoon with us here at Iron Stable Garage. Look forward to seeing you real soon.